If someone says that India is varied, India is diverse, of course you should go on to worship them. Largely because imagine any field and you'll go on to find that India is actually so diverse. Now, most of this talk is going to be centered around the diversity that is going to be existing in terms of the weather phenomena. And this weather phenomena had been changing, it had been fluctuating, so much so that during this time of 2021 June, July, that everything seemed to be okay. The rainfall came first, whereas it should have been heat first, and then thereafter the heat wave. It has been a complete reversal of sorts. There is again another diversity, but this is something that is not new, not at all new. If you recall it, then 2018, we don't want to go too far. 2018, there were high velocity winds with so much amount of thunder. Can you imagine, in the plain areas of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, the velocity of the wind was close to 150 kilometers an hour. No one ever thought that they will going to experience such high velocity winds. That was not enough. 2019 was the year when there were cyclones and rain, tropical cyclones and rains to such an extent that the country seemed to be by and large completely ravaged out of it. 2020, a good number of people saw lightning and also thunderstorms and the frequency of those thunderstorms that was again not seen. 2021 has been a season of unusual summer rains, unusual summer rains aided by cyclones, and that too before the monsoons. And just after the monsoons, there has been a heat wave. It is this heat wave that is essentially being talked about in the form of a break in the monsoon. The dry, hot westerly winds from Pakistan has been, or from Arabian region also, that is not blowing at a very fast speed, but something close to that of 20 to 30 kilometers is not only affecting the capital of the country, it is affecting the whole of the northwestern portion of India. And it is this northwestern portion of India that is going to be experiencing a type of weather condition that has not been seen. It is because of these winds coming from the Arabian region. These type of winds do come, but these winds are especially strong in May, in the first half of June, before the monsoon arrives, not in July, when the country should be having its rainfall. And of course, when they go on to be prevalent during May and then in June, then they go on to cover the whole of the country. But then in 2021, July, the season seems to have swept. That is, the rains came first and then the heat wave. The monsoon is yet to set over the whole of the northwestern part of the region. This is called as a break. This is a break in the monsoon. So rains came aided by a tropical cyclone, and now there is Loo. People thought that this was one of the seasons, and even the Indian Meteorological Department thought that it has been an unusual summer because they have not experienced Loo at all. But now they are definitely going to be revising it normally. And why exactly is this happening? This is happening because of one of these factors is these winds. These are the winds coming from Arabian region. This is the Arabian region, and they go on to be affecting the entire of this place that we are going to be talking about. And these places are going to be associated with such type of a movement. This is a type of a movement that is taking place. It is such type of a movement that is actually affecting the entire of the northwestern portion of the country. That's region number one. And what exactly has happened is that the winds which should have been coming all the way from these regions. This is the place from where the winds should have been coming. And why is it that? This is because this is the time of the monsoons, and the Bay of the Bengal branch should be coming in, affecting the whole of the region. And by now, whole of this region should have been covered under it. But instead, what is happening is that entire of this country is going to be under the effect of the winds coming from the Arabian region. This is the portion from where they are going to be coming. And this is because of the fact that the monsoons have become weaker, and they have almost stopped here. It's almost like that they have stopped here. This is the place that is around Varanasi and Lucknow that they have stopped. They are not moving forward. And why is it thought that they are not moving forward? There are many reasons behind it. And one of the reasons why they are not able to move forward is because of the fact that just before the monsoon, there was a tropical cyclone. And because there has been a tropical cyclone, what the tropical cyclones go on to do is, whenever tropical cyclones go on to affect any region, then this effect is going to be in many ways. One of these ways in which the tropical cyclones can go on to affect you is that, supposing this is the place where a tropical cyclone has taken place, and of course it did affect India, and then there was another of the tropical cyclone that affected, and then it traveled all the way to Gujarat, all the way to this place. What these tropical cyclones going to do is that the winds coming to this region, they go on to obstruct these winds. These winds are going to be getting themselves obstructed, and they disperse it. This is the basic factor. And why also this has taken place? This may be because of a good number of global phenomena, and maybe because of a variety of type of man-made phenomena as well. That is going to be one of those factors. There is a second factor though. That factor is associated with what we're going to be calling it as a monsoon trough. Now this is a monsoon trough. Now technically speaking, there are two types of monsoon troughs. One is what we're going to be calling it as a MLPT, monsoon low pressure trough. It is going to be a monsoon low pressure trough. There's a second one. There is an actual monsoon trough. Now this is a monsoon trough that originates and that exists in this place because it is the meeting point of the winds coming from Arabian Sea as well as from the Bay of Bengal region. This monsoon trough brings a lot of rainfall. It's a low pressure system all along and goes on to bring a lot of rainfall in the plain regions of India, rainfall in these regions of India as well. And what has happened right now is that the monsoon trough has shifted towards this place, towards the foothill of the mountains. And because it has shifted, it is only to some extent that the region is receiving the rains. And the whole of the region, northern portion of it has gone dry. This is the best way to look at what we're going to be calling it as a break in the monsoon. And this monsoon low pressure trough normally exists somewhere around from Ganganagar to Kolkata. This is the place, and from Ganganagar to Kolkata, it is a continuous zone. And it shifts towards the northern region, particularly towards the foothill of the mountain regions, that has affected it. That has really led to a break. This break is not something that is unusual. Normally, such type of breaks do take place in August. At this point of time in July, such type of breaks are actually going to be very, very rare. Second is, what it has done is that it has brought about some amount of a rainfall, and you can imagine some portions are having rains and only rains, while northern portion of India has gone completely dry. And this dryness is because of a variety of type of factors, and that is going to be ascribed to changes taking place in the monsoon. These changes that are taking place in the monsoons and such type of breaks, they are because of many factors. One of them that we have talked about is the winds coming from the Arabian region. They are able to find themselves way into India. The second is, as you can go on to find it, this is the intertropical convergence zone. That's the intertropical convergence of the winds. One of these winds happen to be coming from this region, another wind coming here. So both of them go on to join. And because they go on to join it, they go on to lead to the convergence line. It's almost like a line in this place. And as you can go on to find it, this line keeps on shifting northward. And as it keeps on shifting towards the north, then it is in this process that is responsible for bringing a good amount of rains to this place. And how is it that these rains going to take place? Just imagine this is how ITCZ is moving. It will go on to get itself finally established in this region. This is where exactly it has established, and all along it there will be a good amount of rainfall taking place. But what is happening is, what exactly is happening right now is that in this case, the whole of this region, that is the entire of this region, has shifted here. This is the place where it has shifted near the foothills. So that has led to another of this type of a break in the monsoon. Of course, such type of breaks go on to take place because of other factors as well, other than that. And what exactly is the other factor? The other factor is associated with factors like how is it that the whole of the pressure system goes on to behave. For example, in normal condition, this is the normal condition where the winds go on to originate from Siberia in the winters region, and they go on to move southward. Now, this type of movement has its own factors associated with it. Normally, what will going to happen is that as this is happening, as you can go to see it, the whole of the world goes on to be getting affected by different type of pressure systems. Can you imagine monsoon being affected by pressure system here, pressure system here, pressure system here, when India is going to be having winters, Australia is going to be having its summer. And as you can go to see it, throughout the temperature keeps on changing, and the precipitation also keeps on changing. It is this type of a change in temperature and pressure that is taking place and affected by global factors that is again responsible for a break in the monsoon. Then there is another factor that is going to be what we're going to be talking at Indian Ocean dipole. And this is an example of what exactly is Indian Ocean dipole. Now, that is in general, this place is going to be warmer than the average, and this is going to be cooler than the average. What will going to happen? The entire of this place will go on to, the whole of this place will go on to have a convection. This is the place where the winds will go on to rise, and that goes on to augur well for India. That's the place where the winds will go on to sink and subside. So that is going to be a good factor. It's possible that that the entire of this system goes on to go for a change, or the entire of this system, the whole of it, that is the entire of this system of warm goes on to move towards east. The cooler region can go on to become warmer. The warmer region can go on to become cooler. If it is going to be cooler, it is not good for Australia. If it is going to be warmer, it is going to be good for Australia. If it is cooler, this is going to be bad for India. And it can happen that the entire of the system can go on to move towards east. This is going to be another of the factor responsible for the break in the monsoon. There is a fourth factor as well in this case, and that is the frequency of the tropical cyclone. Now, as the tropical cyclones go on to originate in this place, this is the place where they go on to originate. It is this tropical cyclone or depressions that go on to originate, which are responsible for bringing waves of rainfall. The waves of rainfall, that means they are responsible for bringing rainfall in the form of pulses. It is these type of pulses that is responsible for giving the July-August season, which is a traditional Indian condition called as a savan, that is a monsoon pulses. It is these pulses that have been affected. That means the effect that is going to be associated with this tropical cyclone, or this tropical cyclone, or not even tropical cyclone, tropical depression, only tropical depressions. These tropical depressions going to originate, and for 3-4 days they will going to cause rainfall. Then again 6 days of no rainfall. Again 4 or 5 days of rainfall. Again 5 days of no rainfall. Again maybe 3 days of rainfall, something like 7 days of no rainfall. That is why we're going to say that is the monsoons happen to be coming in form of pulses, affecting it, and that has by and large gone on to become absent. And of course, the last has been the heat wave, and it is this reason, this is the basic reason behind the heat wave. Of course, other than that, there can be a break in the monsoon aided by what we say that is going to be El Nino effect. That is something that is going to be happening somewhere in this region. And if it is going to be somewhere in this region, the pressure conditions sometimes go on to become high, sometimes become low. And that will go on to determine the pressure conditions whether it goes on to become low or high here as well. Anything that is happening in South America will go on to be having its effect. So an extreme El Nino event will also go on to lead to such type of a phenomena. The beauty of monsoon is that it is not predictable. The beauty of monsoon is that monsoons always have been like that, even before the human beings came onto the earth, even when they went on to evolve. It's only because they have started not getting themselves adjusted to the nature, because they have gone to become judgmental about the nature and about everything, very negative minded. Consequently, they have started finding fault with the monsoons. Rather than monsoons finding a fault with the inhabitants of India, it is Indians which have started finding fault with the monsoon. You can imagine who came first, monsoons or the people. Of course, it was monsoon who came first. So the entire onus goes on to lie on the Indians in general. And that is the basic cause of the problem right now. And there will be a break. There has been breaks. It's only because we are not in a position to adjust ourselves to it. That's why we are shouting slogans against monsoon.
To have more such discussions and analysis, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming videos.